Hello people, we got another vehicle to come into the collection, and this is from a brand called Xcartoys, relatively new brand here, for me at least. It does say it's 1/64 scale, and I think it is based on the size of this small package. This thing is called a Wuling Hongguang MiniEV 6x6 micro pickup. I didn't use translator, I'm just looking it up online. And this vehicle is made by SAIC GM. SAIC is Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation. It's a Chinese state-owned corporation, and they had a partnership with General Motors, where there's a 50-50 stake by each company. And basically what they're doing is making GM cars in China. So like, last I heard, Buick is the most respected brand in China, and but they also make Cadillacs there and some Chevys there. So they're trying to branch out into more global markets, I believe, and this might be one of them. Or they actually have a car called the Mini EV, and that's been pretty successful for them. I think they've sold 160,000 of them, and that was introduced in 2020. So even with COVID, it's still pretty good successfully. I'm not actually sure if this truck is sold today. I think it was presented in 2020, but I'm not sure if it's being sold or not. It might still be, and it's, well, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so this vehicle is supposed to be 2.92 meters in length, and I don't think this is the color I ordered. We're gonna have to take a look at the order. Well, never mind. I'll check it out myself later. So it came in a bag. This packaging here, I think this is like their numbers of how many cars, just like Mini GT does. So the 196 models from this brand already. Oh, what's this? These are the colorways here. These little parallelograms. This it must say secret in Chinese, because I know in the AliExpress listing there's an orange one. So that must be a bed cover. Okay. Alright. Well, let's take a look at this. Interesting, it's like a flat matte finish, neon yellow or putrid greenish, I don't know. Okay, well anyways, looking at the casting though, it does look like that photograph, right? Pretty good. Okay, let's try the rear view. I read that this real car, the finish is, it's like a matte finish. Or it might even be plastic. Alright. Okay. So that looks pretty good, I think. I think it looks close to the photographs. Alright, well, let's still take a look here. So, boy, this color is just so crazy. I think it's freaking out the camera. The camera makes it look like it's a lot brighter than it is. To my naked eye, it's a really flat matte finish, and it is yellow. I wouldn't say it's green. I would say it's more yellow. But when I look at it through the camera screen, it looks like it's neon greenish yellow. Alright, we have exposed axles. I believe this thing is actually running on 12-inch diameter wheels, so pretty small. It's supposed to fit 4 people, and then it's an electric vehicle. That's why it's called a Mini EV. So this axle right here is powered, the middle axle, and there's supposed to be a 27 horsepower electric motor doing the power there. It's supposed to do 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, which isn't bad, really. Okay. So the black printing seems okay. The mirror itself is also printed black, and there's no reflectivity though. The door handle sticks out, has a black on it, and there's also depression above and below it, so that's pretty good. The windows, it seems like there's a little black paint on the back side of it, so that looks good. And then there's some black here on the outside of the casting, including this tiny little line here, which seems like it's unnecessary, but it's nicely done. The wheels themselves, they do look like the photographs except for the exposed axles. So a little black Sharpie would really help that out, I think. Okay, the front here. Yeah, I mean, that could have been better, but it's not bad. The application of paint there. I can't tell if that's like an LED on the real truck or not. It might just be that color on the real truck. It's got these X'd out fog lamps. I don't know if those are functional in the real vehicle either. So I imagine these are LED headlights, and yeah, it's painted nicely here. The texture is nice here, but it's not like a real grille. There's just undulations on the real vehicle because again it's EV, so it doesn't really need air going into this area here. Which does make me wonder, where would the motor be? I mean, it's powered here, but is the motor here? Or is the motor up here and then there's a drive shaft? I don't know the answer to that. Alright, this side here looks pretty much like the other side. Unfortunately, the black is overrunning there. So going to the back, we have some painted taillights here. And they're painted nicely, I guess. This one's a lot nicer here. There's a little yellow showing there. Again, more of this texture here. And then this is a big blank area. On the real photograph, there's like a rectangle here with some 2 white lights. Maybe it's like for the license plate. So maybe the real one doesn't have it. Not sure. Okay, so the black is painted nicely here as well. No overrun or anything like that. Although this seems to be something right there. Oh no, that's the casting. It actually goes inwards. I didn't realize that. Okay, so the bed is just totally blank. And then the glass is actually, for molded windows, quite clear. Those might be the clearest windows I've seen that are molded. That's pretty impressive actually. Side windows, yeah, not much distortion there, so pretty good. Probably because they're relatively flat. Alright, so yeah, we have a black interior. Yeah, typical molded details. Although that steering wheel makes no sense to me. It looks like a bus steering wheel. The angle of it is just almost horizontal. So I don't think that's really realistic. Maybe they did that to make the molding easier. Okay, but otherwise the details look pretty nice. Those little back seats there. Alright, so this graphic here seems alright. And then the roof rack or roof rails, they're just cast in. You know, it should be higher up and air passing between, but yeah, it's just cast in. It wasn't a super expensive model. I bought it off AliExpress. You can look it up yourself. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So I'm trying to get a focus here. There's some contaminant here in the paint. Oh, another contaminant. Molding sprue, molding flash. Okay, well, this goes on here. So I guess if it's raining out, you just like the look more of an SUV, people would put that on. I don't know if the real vehicle has this all as one piece. If it does, it seems like it might be cumbersome, right? I would think that'd be 2 pieces, but this possibly is also to make it more aerodynamic, you know, to get better range. Sorry, alright, there it goes. It does eventually fit in there. Ooh, this wing is a separate piece. I heard it crack. Well, I gotta say, for an inexpensive model, the fit is really good. Look at this. It's almost seamless. This is obviously elevated quite a bit. Maybe it's like that in the real vehicle. I'm not sure. Weird. I don't know if I don't think I like it like this. I think I like the pickup more. So I'm gonna take this off. It is weird also. Why would you have this wing on here? If this cover is for aerodynamics, this would totally destroy the aerodynamics. Right? It would be more aerodynamic without this thing. So it's strange that they would cover up the rack, but then add this thing on it. Alright, well, let's I guess put it up on the spinny thing. guess I could do light off-roading even with 12-inch tires, because I think about like those side-by-side vehicles. You know, those have relatively small wheels also, and they can get around. This is a edit of the film. For the 30 people that actually saw me post this before, I questioned, you know, the size of it because it looks close to the size of those other models. So it turns out the internet source I used was wrong. So I'm going to show you this internet source. It's tuningblog.eu, and you can see here the photo of the vehicle, and it says right here its length is 292 meters. So that's the number I went with for the length, and that's why it came out to be super off. But now I'm going to this website here, which is Top Gear Philippines. I guess it's sold in the Philippines. And by the way, 200,000 pesos is about $4,000. This vehicle's only $4,000. That's crazy. But anyways, they're talking about the regular four-wheeled vehicle. And so if we go scroll down here, sorry, here it says this pretty much the same length, 2917. So whoever wrote that article about the 6x6 was essentially just pulling the specs off the regular four-wheeled version. So I'm gonna measure this again, but here again it says now the wheelbase of this thing, I'm gonna assume this is the same wheelbase because it looks like that this car right here, right, without the extra axle. So if it's 1940 millimeters, let me punch this in the calculator, and let's measure the wheelbase again. I'm still getting 30.7 or 30 well, you know, there's so much play in the axle as well. That's also why I don't like doing this. Yeah, around 30.3. So it is 1/64 scale by that wheelbase. I don't know the overall length. I wasn't able to find an actual source, a different source, and I can't read Chinese, so I didn't even bother trying to go to the SAIC website. So I apologize to the 30 people that watched this video before. This thing actually is 1/64 scale, it seems, or close enough, I guess. So, okay, let's I guess continue on then. So I guess we gotta compare to a couple other vehicles. You know what? Actually, I also want to pull up this photograph here. This is a photograph I found of some human scale. I don't know how tall that dude is, but alright, so we have this K-Class car. This is made by Aoshima. It's all plastic, but it's pretty nice. It has plastic headlights, but it does have painted taillights, and it's got solid blocked off wheels. Although they are molded in a nice way, like the real vehicle has wheels like that. So, a K-Class vehicle. If this was the regular four-wheeled MiniEV, it would be smaller than a K-Class vehicle. With a 6x6, it's a little bit bigger than a K-Class vehicle. Okay, so the K-Class is sold in Japan. It's a tax bracket of vehicles in Japan, by the way, if you're unaware. Alright, so for the Western folks, here's a old Ford Bronco by Greenlight. This was by Aoshima. I forget if I even mentioned that. Getting all mixed up doing this video again. But now you can see a Ford Bronco is quite larger than either of those little cars. Okay. Alright, so I'm glad that I checked for like the 5th time. I kept on going back, you know, to my display case, and I'm like, it looks right. It looks correct if this is a K-Class and this is a small vehicle. But I was thrown off. So let this be a learning lesson to everyone that tunes into my channel. I'm not an automotive industry expert. You know, I'm just going off the internet. And unfortunately, whether it's Wikipedia or other forums or other articles, you know, humans make mistakes. So I'm just passing on the mistakes of other people's text, and so please keep that in mind. If it rings a bell in your head thinking it's off, well, then I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But I am trying to learn. I'm trying to learn through collecting these vehicles, so hopefully you can appreciate that. Okay, well, anyways, in summary, I think this is a pretty cool model. You may have noticed I actually took a black Sharpie and I Sharpied it like 2 or 3 times, and now the wheels look pretty much like, the vehicle back there, where it's all blacked out, right? See that photograph there? It's a blacked out wheel. So it's a simple fix, how to make this thing look a little better. Just take either some black paint or black Sharpie, and it really improves the look. So I am glad that I got this model after all, and I will possibly try Xcartoys again. I did get a Daihatsu truck, and that definitely is off, but it actually says on the bottom it's like a bigger scale. So okay, but that video will come later. Well, anyways, hopefully you will stay tuned until that video comes later, and I appreciate you taking the time to deal with me. Thanks. Bye.